Hello and welcome to your favorite podcast, the Mostly Paperback Show with me, Bangalore Sundar. Today, I will speak about a book that is strange in a way, as not often you come across a book about something that most of us consider as that important for a book to be written about. But after reading this book, the author had convinced me about its importance. Yes, I am talking about the humble checklist that most of us don't care much about, but the author, the supremely talented Dr. Atul Gawande, through intriguing stories, not just from the operation theatre, but also fields as diversified as construction, aviation, or investment banking, makes a compelling case for the use of the checklist. The world we live is increasingly becoming complex with great many number of tasks to complete. Not just complete, but complete with efficiency. As the author says, we have accumulated stupendous know-how. We have put it in the hands of some of the most talented, highly trained and hardworking people in our society. And with it, they have indeed accomplished extraordinary things. Nonetheless, the know-how is often unmanageable, avoidable failures and common and persistent, not to mention demoralizing and frustrating across many fields from medicine to finance, business to government. The reason is increasingly evident. The volume and complexity of what we know has far exceeded our individual ability to deliver its benefits. Knowledge has both saved us and burdened us. That means we need a different strategy for overcoming failure, one that builds on experience and takes advantage of the knowledge people have, but somehow also makes up for our inevitable human inadequacies. The author prescribes a simple and highly efficient but mostly ignored tool which can help us overcome our inadequacies. It is the checklist. Dr. Gawande makes a critical point about how this era of super specialization in healthcare has equipped medical professionals with advanced level of knowledge and technology. However, there are frequent failures which pose significant challenge to their expertise. Dr. Gawande draws inspiration from the industry which lives and breathes checklist. Yes, the airline industry. With even a single minor negligence leading to fatal loss to humanity, the author tries to understand how the airline industry is able to maintain high standards of quality, or in other words, get their things right. Based on his observation, the author makes the hypothesis that in a complex environment, experts are up against two main difficulties. The first is the fallibility of human memory, and the second is the attention, especially when it comes to the mundane, routine matters that are overlooked under the strain of more pressing events. Checklists seem to provide the protection against such failures as they remind us of the minimum necessary steps and make them more explicit. They instill a kind of discipline for higher performance. The author gives rich examples about how by incorporating the culture of checklists, though met with initial resistance, the central line infection rate in Michigan's ICUs decreased by 66%. The infection rates fell so low that its average ICU outperformed 90% of the ICUs worldwide. Hospitals saved around $175 million in costs and more than 1,500 lives. The author proposes two types of checklists. The first one is to manage every single stupid but critical stuff. The second one is something which gives more room for people to act and adapt so there is no anarchy. When faced with a complex situation like a hurricane or a cancer treatment, people need a seemingly contradictory mix of freedom and expectation. Expectation to coordinate